Twisted Metal 2 World Tour. It's time for Warthog. Wherever he may be. Part of me wanted to go through this list like in next in line order, but I have some favorites that I would like to save near the end. Captain Rogers. They used to call me Old Iron Guts. Now they just call me old. Well, I may be old, 105 to be exact, but I can still show these punks a thing or two about combat. When I win this contest, I'll fulfill the one mission that has eluded man since the dawn of time. How noble. Alright. Warthog's in pretty much every game, I think. Can't think of one that he's not. Like, I think maybe 4, he might not be in it. But if he isn't in it, it's because he's got the super variant of it. Oh, that's fun. So once again, we're playing with cheats, as we always do. Because we're here to vibe, have fun, have a good time. And most importantly, we're trying to get to the endings. I've never promised to be good at Twisted Metal. So, Warthog is a character that has changed a little bit since his first debut from number 1. His original character was on a mission to rescue a black box that was retrieved from a downed airplane that would announce the existence of aliens, because it was an alien attack. The driver of Crimson Fury was a British spy who also wanted the black box. Their motives completely different. For where you have Crimson Viper, or no, Crimson Fury, wanting to reveal this to the world so that the world won't be kept in the dark about extraterrestrials and that we're not alone in the world. You have Warthog, who wanted to keep it secret from the American public because they're not ready for this information. Which, not a very positive spin on things. No one ever said he was a good soldier. I mean, look at him. He's just mowing down people in the streets. But at least he's somebody who thinks he was doing good. Like, other people just are trying to get ahead on their own life. He's just like, no, this is going to cause mass panic, guys. We can't do that. The government says, fine, we'll do it. Yeah, no. Now, in this game, it's more selfish reasons for him. But it's one I can't blame him for, because the mystery of him is, why is he 105 years old? He looks it. He's very decrepit. And it's not just like he's an old vet. Like, he is an old vet, but he's got to be a zombie or something. Like, you see his body? It was like bluish gray. Dude is, if he's old, then I want to know what regiment he's on. Maybe he's like Dick Van Dyke, because that dude stays alive with blueberries and exercise. All of his push-ups that he's always had. And he stopped drinking. He used to be a bad alcoholic. But now he's still kicking, still rocking. Great actor, great dancer, great guy. Yeah, and eats a lot of blueberries. And antioxidants will save your soul and your body. And I will say, Twisted Metal 3, while it's my least favorite out of all of them, does have a continuation on the wish from this game. Because if you haven't noticed by now, the games are in their kind of own canon. Like, they don't necessarily link up to each other. 2 and Head On are about as sequel as it gets, but not everyone has a very clean cut story to each other. Like, it's usually last time I wished for this, I need this now, and they're like fucking done. But every other one, the characters are just kind of vaguely similar to their previous iterations. Their cars basically always do the same thing. It's rare that they change. 3 and 4, which are done by 989 Studios, the in-house Sony studio that took over once Single Track, the people that make Twisted Metal, Dave Jaffe and Scott Campbell. After they stopped doing it, they took over, and they made a lot of changes that had upset David and Scott, and they were happy to take the reins back again and make Black, and then Smallbone. Head On. That's every time I say Head On, I have to be careful because I think about Silent Hill Homecoming, Head On, as different entries in the franchise that were kind of later on and made in a strange way. Head On is a lot better than Homecoming, though, let me tell you that. Homecoming is one of my least favorite as far as Silent Hill games go. If you count Ascension, that's the worst pile of dog shit there is. Hands down. But Head On, yeah, no, that's high up there for me for like games in the series. 3's the worst. 3, absolutely. Sorry. Gotta be. And as I've been saying in other playthroughs, and once again, I've said this in other playthroughs too, because I know some people won't watch every episode of the series in order, but they'll, watch whoever their favorite car is. I used to be a very neutral person. Like, everyone has their own opinions, and they're generally, right for them. So who am I to say that you're wrong or that you can't like what you like? And I still to a degree feel that way, of course, and I ultimately aren't saying like if you like something you're trash as long as it's not like harmful to anybody else. But I find picking a favorite is a lot more interesting than just saying like, "No, man, they're all good." Like, some have their quirks, some don't. Like, no, which one do you want to play? Which one do you favor the most? Which one would you recommend? Like, not everyone's got time for just play every single one and see which one you like. You gotta look at things in a way that is constructive, or if not constructive, then just matter of fact. Like, well, this game has this. If you like that, and this one doesn't. So that's up to you which one you try. Like, for instance, this is easily considered the best one in the franchise to most people. If it's not this, it's Black. The reason why Black, because it came out on the PS2 first, and it was a great tonal shift with an interesting sub-story that wasn't made clear. Because to understand the actual story of Twisted Metal Black, you have to have been in the game with every single other character, and not only that, you had to decipher code. Now, the code was easy. The code was just A equals 1, B equals 2, 3 equals C, yada yada. So there was a way to figure it out, and I'm sure someone just tried that, and they're like, "Oh, okay, that simplifies things," and looked at the text and was like, "That makes a lot more sense than it is this." So, you know, but if you're not someone who does coding or making puzzles and stuff, then you probably wouldn't know what the game was all about in the end. I have Twisted Metal Black on this channel, so if you want to watch it, I recommend it. I did every character, and I did them with cheats so that we could get to the end a lot faster too. So it covers everybody in Twisted Metal Black, as well as some stuff they. I think that's the one I included. No. I was mistaken. Yeah. So, Twisted Metal Black, I got all the endings on there, so if you want to see what's going on, and I kind of explain what's going on, you can find out there. But, yeah, so they made a great tonal shift. Then came Small Brawl, which is the kid-friendly car combat game that is based on toy cars, not like some RC cars, not, violent murder of me just blasting dudes with missiles and running over people in the streets with gunfire as well. And I like it because it reminds me of my favorite stage from Twisted Metal 4, which is the bedroom, the kid's bedroom, because that Toy Story aesthetic is my shit. And if I had grown up with any shooter, which I didn't, I played shooters later, but if I had a shooter growing up, it would have been Army Men. Like, fuck yeah. But I'm not interested in guns, so that's why I didn't play much of them. But with my best friend at the time, I did play stuff like, what's the Kane and somebody? I don't remember his name. It's a co-op game where you're two dudes. You gotta like inject others with adrenaline if you're knocked down and stuff. You can repair. Like, we had a lot of fun. That was good. And we played Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2 growing up, so that was awesome. This is definitely a game that, had I had this one growing up, we would have played. I'm pretty sure we played 4 at some point. If not, I did play with my dad. He's the one that actually had. A lot of people don't like Small Brawl just because it's, a kid game, but that doesn't mean it's not. And if you were, let's say, a fan of Twisted Metal, and you had Twisted Metal 2, and you played it a lot, and you had a kid who was of an age to be playing PlayStation games, but not Twisted Metal exactly, how cool would it have been for you to get Small Brawl for your kid and be able to not only talk to them about the game, tell them little secrets like, you do this little input code on the D-pad, you get freeze missile or a mine or whatever, or shield. But if you saw like characters like Spectre or something from 2, it was Ken Masters, which we just did the playthrough of him last, and you got to the ending, or you watched your kid get to the ending of Spectre in that game, where he's a ghost in reference to the number 1, and or at least he's not a ghost costume, and you see the amulet open up, or the necklace open up, and it's fucking Ken Masters from this game. You'd be like, oh shit, and then you can tell your kid about that if you want. You probably should leave out some of the gory details, like, hey, yeah, You know, he died in the first game as got stabbed by Sweet Tooth before he went to go see his family, and his child that was only born after he was dead. Yeah, maybe omit that part. You know, be like, hey, he was a ghost in the first game too. You know, like, oh yeah, cool. So for Warthog, I'm of course trying not to spoil the ending of the character that I'm actively playing as. Uh, I do say it's a good twist. This wish that we're gonna have, because it didn't make it exactly clear in his bio what he wants, but you can probably hazard a guess what it might be. 3 has a follow up of that wish. 4, I believe, has him as a boss, so you don't get to get an ending with him. If there's a comparable character to him, I'm not sure. I haven't played 4 in a second. I need to. After I get through all the Twisted Metal 2 endings, then I'll be playing 4, which that's going to be the most daunting task because it has copyrighted music. So I'll have to mute in-game every time I get to like 2 stages. So I noticed that in my first playthrough of it, and I don't make money from any of these videos. I make them for the fun of it. If I can make money from these in the future, that'd be awesome, but I make them to show people what they might have missed out on, especially my friend group. And I'm glad to have you guys here because you guys are really cool. Love talking to y'all. So I'm going to be muting those when I get to those levels. Warthog is in that one. I believe his character is named Agent Stone, which Agent Stone is also a character name in Head On, the driver of Crimson Fury, but they are separate characters. In Black, he was trying to take down a doomsday cult that was going to launch a bomb or blow up the CDC, I guess, and accidentally killed the family, a mother and a child. So he's wishing to go back and fix that day so that he can do it better. But it's Twisted Metal Black, and not everyone gets happy endings, as you can probably imagine from the name. All right, I'm shooting America at you. Gave me the McDonald's one. Woo. Mr. Graham, I took out half your health with my one volley. That's okay. Well, maybe not. Dead now. Small Brawl. He's a kid that got into his dad's like army gear and stuff, and he's trying to punish Billy Calypso, which is the name of Calypso in that game. As a kid, he's older than everybody else in the tournament, but he gives all the characters reasons to join the tournament and fight to try and get his wish. Like, the first thing he does is Mortimer, the driver of Shadow, he steals his pet bullfrog. So, naturally, he wants to come back. It's his wish. Warthog goes to the point where he even gets a missile. A rocket that ending's pretty funny. It does not go the way he intends, though. And let's see. Twisted Metal head on. He's tired of all the war in the world, mostly with criminals. So he wants a weapon that he can use to finally get rid of the scum of the earth. Effectively. He gets it. To be honest with you, it looks like a Halo gun. Particularly the one or the beam rifle. But, you know, it would be pretty fun to play with. Uh-oh. I don't want to be frozen on the breaking ice. Get the fuck out of here, man! The stage is so hard to navigate because it's breaking apart. You never know if you're going to accidentally fly off, just off the edge, or if you are going to be on a piece of land that's about to break into the sea. Whew. Intense. Oh, it's Axel. It says Axel. But Axel's usually the gray one. Minimap. Oh, come on now. Yeah, grass. Whee! Come on, buddy. You're just prolonging the inevitable. You won't defeat me. Captain Rogers is on the scene. I may not be Captain America, but you'll be seeing stars and stripes forever. Yeah, baby. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. End the level. Okay. Woo! I was but a second from death. I do that sometimes in Soul Calibur or, you know, Smash Brothers, where you're beating up a dude really, really hard and you both accidentally fly off the edge, really hoping that the game will instant kill the other person first once they reach a certain threshold instead of you. That nothing bad happened along the way that made you drop faster than snow. But yeah, since Captain Rogers' wish goes into 3, it is him driving a boat. It's not in 4 that I recall. Quote me. I mean, if I told you to name most of the characters from 4, there's a great chance you probably wouldn't. I couldn't. Wouldn't. Oh, Mortimer, why'd you gotta do that? Why you gotta be so rude? Gory, gory, what a hell of a way to die. Gory, gory, what a hell of a way to die. He ain't gonna jump no more. I will defeat you all. You ain't getting the best of me. This is America. Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition. Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition. Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition, and we'll all be free. Woo. Vector, come on. Putting on a USO show for you. Come on. You can be at least considerate and die. And we won't come back till it's over there. Come on, come on. He's right there. He's right there. So there is a Twisted Metal show. Recently, Peacock TV made a Twisted Metal show that seems to be really popular, I think. I don't hear anybody talk about it, but I know they're getting a second season. I haven't seen it at all. I've seen the trailers and stuff, and I really want to watch it. But now knowing that 2's coming out, season 2, I'm going to wait until it is available so I can get the most money out of my money. But for real, it looks really good. I recognized a few characters from the small stuff I've seen, and the reveal of a character who's going to be in 2 has been blowing up my Facebook when I see it. And if you are wondering, that character is in fact on this stage right now. I'm not saying it's this character. I am saying it is here. You know. Keep your eyes open. Time comes. Come on now. Come on now. Red, white, blue, more like black and blue. I say that in one of my missile colors is yellow. Thinking head on, it's properly red, white, blue. But, you know, if you have to have a color for white that's not white, I guess, you know, yellow would suffice. Playing Sonic Heroes up in this bitch. Ouch. So, if I had to pick a favorite stage out of Twisted Metal 2, I'm not sure what my answer was before. I don't remember if I gave one. If I did, it might be different than what I'm about to say now, but I feel at this moment, I'm gonna have to give it to Paris. I think Paris is a very pretty stage, and they did something very brilliant on that stage, which I didn't do on this playthrough, but I have done in the past. So if you want to see it, watch at least the Sweet Tooth one. You'll see it. On the Eiffel Tower, if you set some remote bombs and let it go, they will blow up the top half of the Eiffel Tower, causing it to fall onto the buildings and cause a second part of the level to open up. Which I think is fucking cool. Ah, Mr. Slam, you're special. Disappointed me so much when I played as you. Like, this barely happened. Like, the situation I have to do to make it happen is be right up against them and hope they aren't moving. That's just my inexperience talking. For my playthrough a little bit ago, and, you know, I'm playing God mode, so I have... Well, not God mode. I'm using emulator cheats instead of the code cheats, because those take a while to do. I do enough of that. In the other games, so. Dark Tooth, Sweet Tooth's father, rises from the sewer. You killed my son, he shouts. I want my little clown boy back. And once again, I mentioned it in a lot of the other playthroughs of this, but Dark Tooth is Charlie Kane. Charlie Kane is the taxi driver from Twisted Metal 1. Charlie Kane is also the father of Marcus Kane, also known as Needles Kane, also known as V2. And at the end of Twisted Metal 1, the Lost ending, but you can see that on my last episode of the Twisted Metal 1 playthrough. I run through every character's ending and show the Lost ending. Charlie knew that he killed his son, or at least didn't care. He just wanted another chance to drive. And so Calypso made him a deal and gave him a potion that he drank that has effectively made him his Silver Surfer, his thrall, his horseman that will go and recruit people for the tournament. He will drive forever. He then boisterously declared, "Sounds good to me, baby!" And that's all well and good. Now, that obviously ties into this, I feel. But as I mentioned, the timeline thing doesn't matter too much, because obviously if he killed his son, and he knew he killed his son, why would he care that I killed him now? But anyway, here's the ending for Warthog.
His body worn from 100 years of use, Captain Rogers struggled to stand before me. As his prize, he asked to be young again. He wanted a second chance at life. "Please, Calypso," he begged. "Give me the body of a 20-year-old. Congratulations, you now have the body of a 20-year-old. Maybe next year you will win Twisted Metal again and ask for the head of someone the same age." I am Calypso, and I thank you for playing Twisted Metal.
There you go. Calypso gave him what he wanted. But only half of what he wanted. That's alright. If you had to keep one part, I guess maybe the body is fine. Anyway, that has been Twisted Metal 2, the Warthog playthrough. I sure hope that you had a good time. I know I did. And I appreciate having you guys here to chill and hang out with me and catch up on some retro games. Captain Roberts' brother. I saw that credit, and I don't think I've seen that before, nor do I know where that goes. 'Cause that character, maybe he's in one of these? I'm not sure. Anyway, I am Captain Zane, and I thank you for watching Twisted Metal.